Hey guys, today we're going to look at Canyon. This one's going to start out a little bit different because we got to get a couple of different spawn point options, but they're not going to change anything about what it is that we're trying to accomplish or where we go. So let's just stay focused on where do we establish our lines of defense and how do we leverage those lines of defense that we've got to take an offensive position in either retaking the center beacon or taking the flank beacon. So just for the sake of simplicity, we've got a beacon here and we've got a beacon here. We're going to say that we spawned right here. All right. We need one robot at open going this way to get that beacon. We need one robot going this way for support. And we need one right here behind this tower as cover and support for the person trying to take the center. We need one robot going this way. This robot preferably has some range. This can be a Scourge, Dragoons, something that's got a little bit more range, but we don't have to take this beacon lickety split because the odds of having somebody immediately in our backfield aren't that great, and we need somebody down that's throwing something downrange with fire pretty early in the game here. So fast robots, don't even worry about trying to get this one. All right. This person that comes here is then going to move down and establish a line of defense right around here. And this is about 500 meters from C. Okay, this is going to put you in good range for Scourge. It's going to put you in good range for Dragoons, Tempest, whatever it is that you've got, even if it's Fluxes. You can back up a little bit more, but it's going to be your minimum line of defense. And the reason that you want to be here is you can look over the hill and you can not just throw fire this way, but you can throw fire that way. Now, let's assume that our initial barrage is over and we've got our people in position. We've got this guy here. We got this beacon. And we've got a person up here. In an ideal world, this is shock trains, Tulumbas, Scourge, something that's really a nuisance and that's irritating. Scourge would be the preference because you've got the ability to reach out and be an irritation at 600 meters. And that's going to give you the ability, if you're in a Bulgosaurus or something, to reach out all the way over here and hit guys that are backing around trying to cover the C off of that hill right there. Now, if we got C or the middle beacon, then we want to continue to distract the opponent by having a minimum of 2 robots focused on this. And I say minimum. We don't want to have more robots than that coming up here. We want to have at least a couple, but our long range person that's parked right here, now it can be 1 or 2 people. They can direct their line of fire up to offer some support. But you don't want to have 5 robots up there and then wind up losing, your home beacon back over here. We've got a line of defense here. We need to have 1 person parked here, 1 person at a minimum parked here. That's 4 people, and that's going to free up individuals for a push this way. This person right here has the ability to go this way or this way to defend. That's it. We're not looking for this person to be somebody to go and to retake a beacon and die off real quick. So ideally, this is Tulumbas. This is a shock train. This is a Scourge. This is not a fast kill robot. This is something that if we are running into people that are coming up the hill here, is going to really be a nuisance and a bear on them and cause them to back off. At the same time, we've got an individual here that's going to be fighting as well. And so this is going to allow us to deal with multiple robots. These guys here throwing down fire, and if we have to retake the beacon, we've got 2 robots that are freed up to either go that way or to stay focused on going this way, wherever the opportunity presents itself. Now, the big difference with this is it looks a little bit more complicated because it's extremely spread out and you've got all this open space and you got the use of long range fire. You're absolutely going to have long range fire, but you've got 2 different lines of defense as a primary. All right. You got this and this. And your floater, instead of being, off to one side the way that we use it before, your floater is now kind of parked right here. And gives them the ability to quickly dash down and go over here to offer support, or to come over here to offer support. But regardless of that, you've got two people here. You need at least one person, but you can't have two there. And that's going to free up. You need to have a person doing this. You need two people focused on that left push. And if there's not a second person up here on the hill with this individual, and they've got things covered, maybe you've got another fast robot that is trying to retake the center if need be. But if not, then you've got another person that's kind of parked right here, so that if someone dies on the push, this individual now joins the melee, and whoever spawns comes back over and takes the spot of the floater. The key being that you don't respawn and immediately go back over to this if the floater position here is not taken. You've got to maintain this, because this gives you the ability to drift this way or to drift this way. And if we wind up with three people pushing left, then that's going to leave the defense of this on one person. And if they send three or two up this way, he can't fight two robots at the same time. Whoever this is can only fight one. And it's probably going to pick the one that it can kill the quickest. So that's going to leave another robot to come over here and address our home. So that floater position is extremely important right here, in that if you die and you're part of the push up here, that you immediately respawn and come here. Now, if you're a part of the defensive line over here and you die, then you need to look and see, do I have the ability to go back over here, or do I need to go back over here and to cover this? If there's nobody over there, then you need to go back over and provide cover on that side. We don't want to leave that wide open, ever, ever. And we all know that if somebody gets over here and they're shooting down on us, it's a real pain in the butt on the red side, so we don't want to leave that open on our side. If you are in a position where you do not have a robot that can provide cover here, then someone else needs to take a look and say, do I need to move and go back over here and take that because I'm in a Bulgosaurus or something, and maybe I've been down here? That individual doesn't have the ability to go to it. But if you're part of the push, when you die, if you're back into another beacon grabbing robot, you're going to probably look at the floater position first, unless we don't have two people on that push. But the floater should immediately drift over and support the push at the point that somebody or both of them dies, and then one person come back and take the floater position and the other one go to do that. But this is the flow of robots that we're sending, okay? So the simplicity is we maintain a presence of at least one here that has some range. We maintain the presence of one or two here. And this right here can be one. We have a floater and we've got a push. Now, I understand that this is 7 robots, I think, but we don't need two people on the defensive line right here. We really just need the one. We do need two people here because this is going to give us the ability to fire that way, or that way. So we have defense here with one person. We have defense here with two people. We have a floater supporting, and that's the push. If one of these dies, the floater immediately comes down. The person that died over here as part of the push respawns, immediately backfills the floater position, watches. If somebody dies, they go. So we fill to this spot, and this person is able to provide fire here while paying attention to what's going on up here. If we retake this, it's the distraction we're looking for. Now we want to try and hold it, and we can focus our down the line fire from one of these long